Hello, my name is Mrs. Wood, and I am the lead teacher of PRG and RE here at Harris Academy Greenwich. PRG stands for Philosophy, Religion and Government, and as such, it's three subjects in one. So your children will be studying knowledge of world religions, citizenship education, and sex and relationship education within their one weekly PRG lesson. The reason why we offer these subjects is because we have a legal requirement to do so according to the English National Curriculum, but we make sure as an academy that the teaching that is offered in PRG is high quality and objective. This means that we are not teaching students that there is one particular way for them to believe or to behave, but we are offering information that will help them make up their minds about their own beliefs and make up their minds about how they want to be as citizens of the UK when they leave school. So let's take a look at the subject content that is actually going to be taught to your children in PRG lessons here at Harris Academy Greenwich. So we'll begin with the knowledge of world religions, which makes up the majority of PRG lessons because it is the weightiest content within the national curriculum. So students from year 7 to year 10 will be provided with knowledge of the 6 major world religions with a focus on their beliefs and on their practices. So those religions are Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. Now, on your screen here, you can see some of the kinds of questions that your students will be investigating in the religion content of PRG. For example, they'll be thinking about the founders of world religions, the texts that religious believers use in their daily lives, the way that religious believers are impacted by their beliefs and the influences that those beliefs have on them, and also the practices that your children should be aware of as they go out into the world. The reason why it's so important that they have this awareness is because here at Harris Academy Greenwich, we are intending to raise future leaders, future entrepreneurs, future business owners. And it's incredibly important that those students who are going out into the world are going to have a sound knowledge of religious belief and practice, so that when they encounter people of different faiths, they are able to sensitively and appropriately relate to them, converse with them, and understand where they are coming from in an empathetic way because they have a good grounding of knowledge about what they believe. Next, we'll move on to the key content of citizenship education. Citizenship education is taught over one half term for each year group for year 7 to 10. The kind of information that each year group will be studying is here on your screen. So looking at issues of human rights, government and electoral processes, particularly thinking about the role of citizens that your children, when they go out into the world, will have. Looking at policing and the justice system, charities and voluntary organisations, and also thinking about personal and public finance. That means that your students will be educated on their own finances and how to appropriately budget their finances in the future, but also have some knowledge about how public money is raised and spent. Finally, we come to the portion of content that generally parents are most anxious about. I want to start with an assurance that we follow the national curriculum to ensure that things are taught to your students in an age-appropriate way. So what that means is that over time, throughout the years at school, students are given the information that applies to the issues that particularly affect those age groups. So if you have a look on your screen, you can see the types of issues that are covered in SRE. Topics related to issues of friendships, bullying, staying safe online, with a particular focus on self-image and the way that people's peers might relate to them online. And then also thinking about complex issues such as substance abuse, issues with mental illness, and then finally, perhaps what you traditionally think of as SRE education, intimate relationships, and finally in year 10 and 11, thinking about contraceptive choices and safe sex. Now you know the subjects that make up PRG, let's think about why we're actually doing this. So every subject at Harris Academy Greenwich has to have an intention behind its curriculum. The intention for PRG can be seen on the screen here. What we're focusing on is knowledge and making sure that that powerful knowledge is mastered by every student so that they can excel in examinations, hone their written and oral skills, and finally become productive members of society when they leave school. Now, PRG is particularly useful for ensuring that students can live safe, happy, and successful lives because of the kind of information that students are learning about. So the religious content helps them to relate to others and to behave sensitively when they're out in the world. The citizenship content helps them know their rights and to know their role and their place as a citizen of Britain. And finally, the SRE content helps them not just in intimate relationships, but in all of their relationships to appropriately relate to others and to safely relate to others and to know what to do if they are not being safely related to. There are some skills that you can see on the screen here that we are particularly focused on. Literacy, knowledge, and compassion are the main orders of the day here. On your screen now, you can see the expectations of behaviour and of work for students of PRG. So you should already be aware that at Harris Academy Greenwich, we have extremely high standards of learning behaviour. As an outstanding school, we expect our students to have outstanding behaviour. However, within PRG, this is particularly related to holding mature and thoughtful discussions. There has to be discursive elements of this curriculum. Students have to be able to speak to each other about their opinion of the content and their feelings that the lesson has elicited within them. So doing that maturely and sensitively is really, really important. Within the subject, we also have high standards of literacy and oracy. PRG is a literary subject. It includes reading, writing, and speaking. That means that it's also going to really help your students to excel in other subjects. So humanities and English are subjects that are really well supported by good PRG knowledge. Finally, there will be weekly flip and fetch homework that's checked in class. The knowledge organisers will be given on a half-termly basis, and students are expected to revise a set piece of information each week. And then there are termly written assessments which are marked by PRG teachers so that your students can have feedback on their literacy and oracy and ensure that they are improving over time. Now, on the screen, you're about to see the content and how it progresses from year 7 up to year 10. Then there's some information about year 11 careers guidance, but for full information about the PRG curriculum, please refer to the school website where you can read our curriculum narrative, and you can also have a look at our curriculum map to see how the lesson content is broken down in more detail. Finally, RE is also taught as a GCSE and A-level option here at Harris Academy Greenwich. We follow the AQA specification for both of those examinations. The GCSE is focusing on option A, and the religions that we study are Christianity and Islam. And it's also a high-performing popular option subject at A-level. So there is scope for students who enjoy their Key Stage 3 PRG lessons to actually put those into practice in examined subjects when they get into year 10. PRG is also compulsory in year 10 and year 11, so students will still sit PRG even if they choose not to follow RE as an examined option. Thank you for your time. If you have any queries that can't be answered by looking at the curriculum information for PRG on the school website, please do direct your inquiry to Mrs. Wood via the school office. Information for how to contact the office is available on the website. Thank you very much.